Hello, good morning again. It's me again. It's good to be here with you all. A little bit lower down. Oh, there we go. Set my camera right. That's better. I was in a bit of a rush this morning. For no reason other than I didn't look at the time enough. So here we are. Good morning, everybody. Now we are continuing this week talking through the Lord's Prayer. So we did, my Father who art in heaven, holy be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And this morning, I just want to talk briefly about give us this day, Lord, our daily bread. Which is, it's a small sentence, isn't it? But I think it's quite loaded. It's certainly was in Jesus' time. So I think when Jesus said this, when he said whatever he was saying, it was very purposeful. Jesus didn't waste words. So saying, give us this day our daily bread, is very much a statement that was very relevant to the Jewish people. And also it was very, it's relevant to everyone's lives. But just starting at that point, for the Jews, they knew what he was saying. Because, of course, when we talk, give us this day our daily bread, we have the Jewish people were like in their history, part of their history is, of course, the wandering in the wilderness between Egypt and the Promised Land, where they called out to God and said, "Oh God, you're gonna, leave us hungry," and God provided this manna, this bread from heaven. Whenever I hear bread of heaven, it just reminds me. On Sunday we had that. Simon did that song. He did, "Guide me, O Thy great Jehovah," and it has that great the chorus, and it's the best shouty chorus going, isn't it? Bread of heaven, feed me now and evermore, and evermore. Anyway, sorry, but I get distracted. But that's what I think of, and it is this bread of heaven that the Israelites they received daily, and in fact they were told, don't store this up. It's for your daily purpose. On the day before the Sabbath, you take in 2 lots, so you're not gathering it on the Sabbath. And of course, it did actually occur that the Israelites, they didn't believe when God said, just do it daily. They didn't think maybe it would come the next day, so they did store it up, and then they found the next day that it had gone mouldy. It was a daily bread, a daily reliance on God. And that's where we're at. That's the great challenge for us all, I suppose. I was reading South Korea after the Korean War in the 1950s. They had a huge amount of orphans. But one of the issues of they had during with all these orphans is there was a huge amount of anxiety in these children, especially around sleep and at bedtime. And they found a lot of these children were struggling to sleep, and they were very anxious. So in one particular orphanage, they had this discussion with the children, trying to get to the core of why were they feeling that anxious. What it turns out is that so many of these children, they'd been on their own, they'd been on the streets, and they were so scared that there'd be nothing to eat tomorrow. So they'd be given food, and then they would lay up anxious and scared because they didn't know if they'd be eaten the next day. And this particular orphanage, they found a way of helping with this. And what they did, they just gave a little scrap of bread to every child to hold in their hand when they went to sleep. And they just found that they slept. The anxiety levels dropped. So children, when they didn't eat that piece of bread, it was a reassurance that their next day, their daily bread would be there. In Matthew chapter 6, where the Lord's Prayer is later on, Jesus talks, he says, don't worry. He says, don't worry about, he says, look at the birds, look at the flowers. He says, I actually got it written down, that'll help. He said, do not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. And it's this call to guard ourselves. It's this call to a declaration. What are we holding on to for today? What's going to get us through today, and what's going to reassure us actually that tomorrow it's okay? And within this prayer, I don't just think it's Lord, give us this day. It's not just a pleading, Lord, please provide, but also it's a declaration. It's Lord, give us this day our daily bread. It's Lord, you're what I'm going to rely on to get me through today. And tonight when I go to sleep, in my peace, I'm not going to worry about tomorrow, because I'm going to hold on to you and the reality of you in my life. So that's going to be my message for us all this morning. It's the prayer and the declaration. It's the Lord, please provide, because I know there's need out there. You know there's need out there. We all have different needs, and God, we say, Lord, please provide. God is a God of provision. Jehovah Jireh, they call it in the Old Testament. God who provides. And yet also it's that declaration. It's, yes, Lord, you will give me our daily bread. I can rely on you. I can rely on you today, and I can rely on you tomorrow. I can continue to rely on you daily, because you're with me. That's what I'm going to hold on today. So, have a great day, everyone. Been good to be with you. And you'll have Graham with you on Thursday as we continue going through the Lord's Prayer. Goodbye.